Good morning students. In today's session, we are going to see the representative architecture. Under this, we are going to see DOE architecture and intelligent grid architecture. So, what is the importance of this representative architecture? In the sense, we have different types of architecture, and to involve in the smart grid design development. One among those two architectures are DOE architecture. The DOE is nothing but Director of Energy, and Department of Energy. DOE is nothing but Department of Energy, and other architecture is Intelligent Grid Architecture. We have many type of architecture that could be used in smart grid design and development. And here we have two most important category where you can develop the representative architecture for the smart grid development. The first one is going to be the DOE representative architecture of smart grid design, and the second DOE stands for Department of Energy representative architecture of smart grid design, and the next one is going to be the intelligent grid architecture. So before we go in depth to the DOE representative architecture and the intelligent grid architecture, first we should understand the scope and focus of this architecture. So when you are considering the full grid smart grid architecture in many aspects, you have to focus on the following areas. Like the first one is you need to consider the topology, grid topology, on what topology we are going to construct the circuit. Then the industry structure. Next one, coordination framework, business value stream, and electric or gas interaction. So we have to focus on all these things before we go in depth about this DOE representative architecture. Then only we can have a complete system architecture describing and analyzing and communicating the structural representation of the complex system. DOE representative architecture, Department of Energy representative architecture. It is going to describe, analyze and communicate the structural representation of the complex system. So a system architecture, so which is nothing but a complex system, we have to model it so as to shape the complete system attributes and how we can make it to parts to interact with the other complex system that has been developed. So this architecture, the DOE architecture and the intelligent grid architecture, these two architecture are mainly used for managing the complexity, then identifying the gap, then communication among the stakeholders can happen by means of these two technologies, two architectures, and emerging unambiguity. So if any unambiguity occurs in between the organization roles and responsibilities with respect to the new function, that would be solved by means of these two architecture. That is why we are going to prefer the DOE representative architecture and the intelligent grid architecture among different architectural schemes. So DOE architecture diagram is shown over here. Here you have the transmission automation, distribution automation, renewable energy integration, demand participation signals and option, smart appliances, PHEV and storage, distributed energy storage and generation, energy efficiency, system operation, system coordination, situation assessment. So these 9 areas are going to be the important aspects in case of your DOE representative architecture of the smart grid. Why? Because we have to focus on all these 9 areas to have the complete system stability and to improve the system performance and make it reliable and flexible. Therefore, the grid architecture, that is the DOE representative architecture, is a specialization of your complete system operation. So it does not include only the information, or it does not include only the industry standard or regulatory requirement or the market structure or the electric system structure. So it includes the complete information about the industry, regulatory requirement, market structure, electric system structure and grid control framework, along with the communication network and data management structure. So when it includes everything, then it is going to be the DOE representative architecture. Here when you see a renewable integration, here the renewable integration will tell about what are the different types of renewable energy could be integrated for the present implemented system. And for the future cases, suppose if we wanted to expand the system for the future cases, then how best we can use this renewable energy integration for integrating one or more amount of energy. Next is your transmission automation. Once the renewable energy is integrated, the next one we have to generate the energy, then you have to transmit, distribute. So everything it has to happen automatically as it is a smart grid design. So we have to make use of set of architectural principles and rules to guide the architecture development and aid in evaluation. So for that, what we are going to do is, first we will be checking out what are the different types of resources available, and we have to tabulate the amount of power that has been taken from each of the renewable resources. Based on that, it will be stored. Here smart appliances, PHEV and storage is available. PHEV is nothing but it is your electric vehicle, and storage is available. Whatever power it is generated from the renewable energy source, that will be stored onto the storage. Storage means here we will be using a battery, fuel cell, or a pumped storage, flywheel, and or capacitor. So we have different types of storages. So once the energy is generated by means of the renewable integration, it will be stored. And if whatever energy, suppose if the electric vehicle needs a charging of the battery, then there will be a plug in and plug out concept. So if it wants to get charged, it has to be plug in with the source for getting charged. Once it is getting charged, automatically it has to disconnect from the supply, that is disconnect from the charging part. Then we have a smart appliances, and smart meters is also connected. Smart appliances is mainly utilized to avoid or to identify the uncertainties, non-linearities that is happening in the system, intentional non-linearity, inherent non-linearity, and what are the uncertainty that happens in the system, that will be identified by means of the smart appliances connected. Once it is done so, then we need to start transmitting the energy. So we have a distributed generation and storage. This distributed generation and storage is nothing but the DER system along with the storage technology. Then transmission automation. Whatever power it has been generated, it has to be transmitted onto the grid. So when it is transmitted onto the grid, it can be transmitted to a longer distance. So we need to send it to the transmission substation, and automatically the power will get transferred. So in between this renewable energy integration and this grid, this power lines will have a sensor. That particular sensor will sense any kind of non-linearities, uncertainties, cyber attacks, power theft, like that, and it will give information to the communication system, that is a digital system. Once it is done, then a distributed automation. From this transmission automation center, it will be sending a signal to the distribution automation, where it will be distributing to the various consumers depending upon their load requirement. So in case of smart grid, the different persons of load utilizing will be consumer, that is commercial load, and then what is that, commercial load, industrial load, electric vehicles, offices, multi-storage building. To all those buildings will be supplying the power. This distributed or distribution automation will automatically supply power to the consumers upon their load requirement. Suppose if a consumer this month is utilizing 1 kilowatt of power, in the next month if he needs 5 kilowatt of power, automatically this distributed automation will send that will make that consumer to utilize 5 kilowatt of power. Why? Because he is also one of a stakeholder who gives suggestion about the load requirement and the amount of load consumption. So here the distribution automation center will automatically supply power to the consumers, and system operation will take care of, and the system operation will record all the parameters whatever it is getting changed. the system coordination and situation assessment. According to the requirement of the customer load requirement, according to the load requirement of the customer, the system coordination can happen and the assessment will takes place if we wanted to expand the system for the future cases, for the future power. Then energy efficiency. Energy efficiency, what is the amount of power generated, what is the amount of power distributed, and how much it has been consumed. So this particular part will calculate all its efficiency to calculate or to predict the system performance. So in this DOE architecture will have a set of architectural rules, and this frames the complete guidelines for the architecture development and aid in the evaluation. Next is intelligent grid architecture. The block diagram of the intelligent grid architecture is shown over here. Here we have generation mix, integration, intelligent grid, smart consumption, then intelligent interfaces. Mainly in the hard part of the circuit, the hard part of any power circuit is the control circuit. So the control circuit is the main concept which is having a greater impact towards the power control environment. Here when you consider a generation mix, you will have both renewable as well as the conventional source. So here the renewable plus fossil fuel are mixed and it has been integrated. Along with that, here clean environment, energy pump, portable power. This focuses on to the energy storage, and we have a recent technology. So with the updated technology, how we are exactly going to control the future intelligent grid matters a lot. And here the intelligent interfaces comprises of adaptive control, cyber security, energy optimization in addition with the human intelligence. So here artificial intelligence AR technique is utilized so as to have a appropriate control. In case of DOE representative architecture, we don't have a human intelligence part. Here we can implement the human intelligence part. In this we can write an algorithm or we can frame a set of rules for controlling and optimizing the power. If power theft happens or if any uncertainty happens, then the rule whatever it has been framed in this human intelligence part will act accordingly and will have a control towards the grid architecture. So in the next class, we'll see the smart grid component functions. Thank you, students.